Mayor Kaufman.
Here.
Councilmember Bergen.
Here.
Councilmember Coombs.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Gardner.
Here.
Councilmember Jurenski.
Here.
Councilmember Lawson.
Here.
Councilmember Marcano.
Present.
Councilmember Medina.
Here.
Councilmember Murillo.
Present.
Councilmember Sundberg.
Here.
And Councilmember Zvonek.
Present.
There's a quorum.
Please join me in an invocation. I'm sorry. Please join me in an invocation. O Lord our God and our Father, we come to you and we ask that you look upon this particular gathering tonight to keep us safe and guide us in our decisions. Bless our city with honorable citizens, industry, sound education, and good government. Unite our community together, even though we come from different backgrounds. We pray that there be justice and peace in our city. Give the city council and citizens the wisdom, direction, and sensitivity to the business and proceedings before us tonight. Hear us, therefore, as we commit this meeting to the help of the community.
Amen.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Executive session update. Executive session, we discussed litigation and received legal advice on hiring processes. Proclamations, approval of the minutes for April 24, 2023.
Mayor, I move to approve the minutes.
It's been moved by Mayor Sundberg, seconded by?
Bergen.
Seconded by Councilmember Bergen to approve the minutes of April 24, 2023. Discussion? Seeing none, call for the question on the approval of the minutes from April 24, 2023.
Mayor Kaufman.
Mayor votes yes.
Councilmember Coombs.
Yes.
Councilmember Jurenski.
Yes.
The motion is approved. Mayor, can we please make the announcement for the call-in line?
Announcement for the call-in line, please.
City Council welcomes feedback from the public on both matters appearing on the agenda and during public invited to be heard. If you would like to speak and have not already spoken to an operator, please press *3. For those watching on Channel 8, call 855-695-3475 and press *3 when connected. You will hear a prompt confirming you are in line to speak to an operator and then be able to continue listening to the meeting. When the operator comes on the line, please be ready to give them your name and the agenda item you wish to speak on. Keep in mind you must press *3 before the city clerk reads the title of the item you wish to speak on. Finally, as a reminder, council does not allow comments about any items on the agenda during public invited to be heard. Each speaker is allowed 3 minutes and public invited to be heard is limited to 1 hour in total.
El Consejo Municipal de la Ciudad de Aurora da la bienvenida a la opinión de sus habitantes y otros vecinos en asuntos comparecientes en la agenda y durante la invitación a la audiencia. Esta sesión tiene disponible interpretación en español. Por favor, háganos saber si usted necesita ese servicio. Recuerde que el Consejo no permite comentarios de la audiencia mientras se dirigen asuntos de la agenda del día. Por favor, confirme su turno. Usted tiene 3 minutos para hablar en frente del micro y espere a la invitación para comentario público. Gracias.
Well, I'd like to, if Mayor Michael Hancock could come up here. You know, what an extraordinary partner that he's been as a mayor and the mayor of the largest city in the state of Colorado, but a leader among our mayors in the Denver metropolitan area. And so I just can't thank you enough for your time in office and your service to really all of us. So we have a proclamation. Whereas Mayor Michael B. Hancock has served as mayor of the city and county of Denver since 2011, preceded by 8 years on the Denver City Council, including 2 terms as City Council President, and whereas after starting his distinguished public service career at the Denver Housing Authority and the National Civic League, Mayor Hancock became the youngest president of an urban league chapter in America. And whereas numerous preeminent organizations have counted Mayor Hancock as a member, including the U.S. Conference of Mayors, the National Conference of Democratic Mayors, and the African American Mayors Association, and whereas Mayor Hancock collaborated with the City of Aurora and fellow metro area elected officials on many issues of shared importance, including public safety, homelessness and housing, equity, and economic development. Whereas through 2 recessions and the COVID-19 pandemic, Mayor Hancock strongly led his constituents with hope and determination. Now, therefore, I, Mike Coffin, Mayor of the City of Aurora, Colorado, do hereby honor and recognize Denver Mayor Michael B. Hancock and express gratitude for your years of dedicated leadership and public service. A witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Aurora, Colorado to be affixed this 8th day of May 2023. Thank you, Mayor Hancock.
Thank you. Thank you so much to my friend Mayor Kaufman, to the distinguished members of City Council here in Aurora. Thank you for the invitation. I never get invited to the City Council in Denver, so I appreciate the invitation to be here tonight. And to Mayor Kaufman, this partnership has been wonderful. I've enjoyed working with you and working with the City of Aurora. And let me just say this briefly. Right after being elected in 2011, right around 2012, 2013, Mayor, your predecessor, Mayor Hogan, and I, who was a dear friend, the late Mayor Hogan, and I took a flight for faith. And we went up in a helicopter. And while looking down on our cities, Mayor Hogan looked at me and he said, "What do you notice?" And I looked at him and I said, "I can't tell the difference between Denver and Aurora." And he said, "Exactly." And we have to work together to make sure we erase the boundaries, not fight over things that don't matter. Because if Aurora rises, Denver rises. If Denver rises, Aurora rises. It's been a great partnership. We appreciate you and wish you all the very best of luck in Aurora. Thank you for this.
Thank you. Children's Tumor Foundation, if you could come on down. Whereas the Children's Tumor Foundation is observing May 17, 2023 as World Neurofibromatosis, we got it right, NF, Awareness Day to educate the public about this rare genetic disorder. And whereas NF causes tumors to grow on nerves throughout the body, often affecting development of the brain, cardiovascular system, bones, and skin, and can lead to blindness, deafness, bone abnormalities, disfigurement, learning disabilities, disabling pain, and cancer. And whereas although over 2 million people around the world are living with NF, 1 in every 3,000 births is diagnosed with NF, and it affects all populations, races, ethnicities, and genders. It is still relatively unknown to the public, and whereas the Children's Tumor Foundation leads efforts to promote and financially sponsor world-class medical research in leading the way through innovative and inventive approaches to scientific advancement and improve patient care, revamping systems to accelerate the path from discovery to treatment, works to improve access to quality patient care through its national NF clinic network, and provides family support through its information resources, youth programs, and community activities, and whereas much remains to be done in raising public awareness of NF to help promote early diagnosis, proper management and treatment, prevention of complications, and support for research. Now, therefore, I, Mike Kaufman, Mayor of the City of Aurora, Colorado, in recognition of this important initiative, do hereby proclaim May 17th, 2023 as World Neurofibromatosis Day. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Aurora, Colorado to be affixed on this first day of May 2023. Would you have some words for us? Thank you.
First off, I'd just like to thank you so much for your support. As we all know, neurofibromatosis, or NF, isn't very well known, although it affects 1 in 3,000. And so we here, the NF Colorado community, can't thank you enough for your support. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Older Aurorans Month, Representative, Councilmember Lawson. Not that you're an older Auroran. Where are you? Please come up. Okay.
Can you go up here? Thank you. And is there any city staff as well that has been very supportive of this program that's here? I would like for you to also come down. Okay, seeing none, I'm going to go ahead and read the proclamation, and I'm honored to do so. Thank you, Mayor. Whereas the month of May is designated as Older Coloradoans Month, and whereas in May we particularly acknowledge and honor older Aurorans, all of whom are resilient and strong and play a vital positive roles in our communities as family members, friends, mentors, volunteers, caregivers, civic leaders, employees, and more. And whereas the City of Aurora established the Aurora Commission for Older Adults to advocate for this population and work with the city to ensure their equitable quality of life. And whereas this proclamation further supports the efforts of the City of Aurora to continue to addressing the housing, transportation, health, nutrition, legislation, and recreation needs of older Aurorans through advocacy and networking by Aurora Commission for Older Adults. And whereas we move forward with celebrating the significance of our older Aurorans as they continue to be respected in every organization, business, and governmental entity related to growth, sustainability, business, and strategic and city plans. Now, therefore, I, Mike Kaufman, Mayor of the City of Aurora, Colorado, do hereby proclaim the month of May 2023 as Older Aurorans Month. I am witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Aurora, Colorado to be affixed this first day of May 2023. And I just want to say, I'm going to give the commission all of that you do to give advisement to the City of Aurora, because your voice is important as we're doing planning, as we're doing, it's integral. So I appreciate you all and all advisement that you give to the city and everything that you're doing for the city. I'm going to let Mayor Kaufman let you say your words, and then Councilmember Carter as well.
Well, I don't know. I want to see some ID cards here. I don't think some of you are eligible to be seniors here, but I just want to thank you for all you do. It's very critical. You know, our senior issues are vital, and we look at the demographics of our city and across this country. Older Americans in numbers are rising, and so it's important to understand what their needs are, and you are the voice to the City Council and myself, so thank you.
Thank you. I just want to thank you all for your engagement with the city. Thank you for making our city what it is today. Thank you for raising us, and thank you for continuing to advocate for the betterment of our city. So really appreciate y'all's input. Keep up the good work.
And Mayor, before you go, Tony, I think somebody's going to take a picture here, so we'd like to get a picture.
There we go.
And show your proclamation.
There we go, okay.
I think we're all ready. Thanks, Lauren.
Okay, thanks. Thanks, everybody. Community College of Aurora. Whereas on the 20th day of May, 1983, the Community College of Aurora, CCA, was founded as a college without walls. And for 40 years, it has been providing high-quality educational opportunities and support services that prepare students for four-year transfers and for employment. And whereas CCA students participate in academic programs that lead to associate degrees and certifications and receive relevant learning and training that support their dreams and goals and prepare them for their future. And whereas Community College of Aurora Day honors the critical role that the CCA plays in educating Aurora's diverse communities in an inclusive environment where all students are valued and belong, and whereas CCA commits to providing educational opportunities and training that improve the social and economic mobility of its highly diverse student population. And whereas the Community College of Aurora will continue to improve the lives of its students and revitalize the communities where it resides by committing to educating and developing academic and student support services to effectively address access, recruitment, transfer, retention, and completion needs of our current and future student populations. Now, therefore, I, Mike Hoffman, Mayor of the City of Aurora, Colorado, do hereby proclaim May 20th, 2023 as Community College of Aurora Day, in witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and cause the seal of the City of Aurora, Colorado, to be affixed on this 8th day of May 2023. Now, I just want to say how lucky we are as a city to have Dr. Mordecai Brownlee come to Colorado from Texas, right? From Texas. Well, that's an easy decision, I think, but I don't know, your family might debate that, but to have him here and to just the innovation and the energy of this organization in terms of not just preparing a lot of young people who, in a lot of instances, none of their family members went to college. They're the first in their family to go to college. And in our diverse city, there's a lot of immigrant families that take advantage of this lower cost. And some of those of us that write checks to the foundation subsidize that as well. But but also to take the needs of industry that's out there, the needs of our economy that's out there, and educate young people for the jobs that lead to a living wage. And I just can't thank you enough for being such an extraordinary partner to the City of Aurora. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. We appreciate you. Mayor Kaufman and to our City Council, thank you all so much for your support. As we were reflecting on what all of our programming would be for our 40th celebration, it was just looking at our history books and realizing that roughly 41 years ago, it was this City Council that granted the 21 acres on which our Center Tech campus resides to this day. And we've done our absolute best to be good stewards. I represent as the 6th president of the college, but just thinking about our rich history and all the work that we've done and what we've grown into. And to today, we serve over 10,000 students. Matter of fact, we just had our 39th annual commencement on the Great Lawn on this past Saturday. It was our largest commencement class in the past 5 years. Over 400 awards, our largest concurrent enrollment class, and we're climbing back in many ways. Summer enrollment is already 9% ahead. Fall enrollment is already 20% ahead. So we're looking pretty strong, and we're very grateful for the opportunity to serve. These colleagues I have with me are educators, folks that serve every day to ensure that so many of our students are taken care of. And if you all don't know, over 60% of our students are students of color. Over 52% of our students are first generation. So as we talk about social and economic mobility, workforce development, we want to make sure that CCA is seen as the answer for this community. Thank you.
we have an amazing Auroran award, and it's not for me. Where's Councilmember Bergen?
So can we have Ayla Anderson come up here, please? How are you? All right. So this is really exciting. So this award is called the Amazing Auroran. And Ayla Anderson is a 10-year-old student at Buffalo Trail Elementary School in the Cherry Creek School District of Aurora, Colorado. Her favorite subject is writing. This year, 2023, Ayla became a published author with her book, Rocket Rider, which I have right here. Knowing she wanted to write a book, she was encouraged by her teacher, Doug Holst, to do it. Rocket Rider was released on Amazon in March of this year and has earned 5-star ratings. On April 19th, Ayla held an author talk in her school library for students in the 3rd and 4th grades. This is an exemplary accomplishment by such a young person, and Ayla is a role model and inspiration for other students to pursue their dreams. The City of Aurora is proud to honor Ayla Anderson as an amazing Auroran. Congratulations. And this book is 88 pages. She's in 4th grade, you guys. Like, that is amazing. So that's why you got the Amazing Auroran, because you're amazing. So I heard you also are a flyer in cheer?
Yes.
Oh, yes?
Yeah.
Do you want to say a few words to the audience about how to pursue their dreams?
Yeah. If you want to go ahead with your dreams, I would say that honestly just believe in yourself and keep on going even when times are tough. And I learned a lot about that when I was writing Rocket Rider. It put me through a lot of hard times, and I would just like to say thank you for giving me the Amazing Auroran Award.
Well, you are welcome. We are so proud of you. So I think your mom might want to come up and take a photo. Oh, let's hold that. Yeah, let's hold that up. Okay.
Or you hold the book.
All right. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
I'd like to read the land acknowledgement. The City of Aurora acknowledges that we gather on the territories and ancestral homelands of the Cheyenne, Ute, Arapaho, and Lakota peoples. Past and present, we also recognize the 48 contemporary tribal nations that are historically tied to the lands that made up the state of Colorado. Indigenous peoples have remained committed to the stewardship of this land over many centuries. As those words of acknowledgement are spoken and heard, the ties that these nations have to their traditional homelands and to their vital place in the ecosystem are renewed and reaffirmed, and we are called to be better stewards of the land we inhabit as we continue to work to meet the needs of our entire community. Let's see. Now, public invited to be heard?
Mayor, we have some in person and one on the call-in line. We have Charles Richardson, followed by Robbie DeYoung.
Good evening, Council. That's a hard act to follow. I'm going to come across as Dr. Evil here. I don't know who set that up, but I want to tell you why we're doing the things we're doing. The people granted you the power, authority, and control of this municipal corporation. And it derives, let's never forget, it derives from the voters. But the voters also, in a half dozen instances, created the Aurora Civil Service Commission. And a half dozen times, they strengthened the commission's authority, they enhanced the commission's authority, and in 2006, they rejected the effort of the city to control duties and responsibilities that they were performing. So they have more power than you do. Now, I may exceed to equal power. They have more power in their designated area. So we could make a deal. Civil Service Commission doesn't design your parks, and you guys don't get involved in the hiring, discipline, and promotions. So the big issue that's going on, and I know you know this, is you have the city charter that's been affirmed by 6 votes of the people, and then this UFO comes in, and it's written on it, SS Consent Decree, and it's over the city of Aurora. The issue is, does a home rule city powers, and Colorado has a pretty strong home rule powers, it's based on the Illinois model. Does that UFO supersede a city charter? Now, can a transient, don't get excited, I'm a transient, thanks to Councilmember Marcano, I was a real short-time transient, but can one transient city council agree with the state on a consent decree to wipe out our charter? That is the issue that we have. Let's talk about defunding for a little bit. You don't have to be wearing a black robe to know that a defunding, and I put it on a Machiavellian scale of about 1, is a way to accomplish some nefarious goals. It has the same effect of just firing somebody. And by the way, the commission can employ professionals. They can get engaged in contracts. They have for 40 years. They hired Mr. Krob in 1996 with a contract, and I think they have the authority to do that. So don't fall for this. Because we pay for your activities, we're your boss. That's like taking my wife out to dinner and saying, you're going to do whatever I want.
3 minutes, your time is up.
Robbie DeYoung, followed by Willissa Stanton.
Mayor, council members. First of all, I'd like to say thank you for giving me an entire month that I can go home to my children and say, this is the senior Auroran month and you have to honor me all month long. Really appreciate that. The reason why I'm here is why I'm usually always here, and it has to do with stolen and vandalized vehicles in Colorado. I have just learned that, well, I learned earlier, that the House bill has passed for 097. And I am thrilled about that, but it's not enough. We need to make sure that when criminals that are now going to be charged with felonies for stealing a vehicle are not only charged with that, but spend time behind bars. I know some people do not feel that spending time behind the bars will do any good, but I can tell you, as has been said by another council member, when the criminals hear the sirens, they run. So there's got to be something to them spending time recuperating, relearning, readjusting, so that they can get back out into society and be honorable members of our residency. So I want to thank everyone that helped to get that going in the right direction, and that legislation is passed, and no longer, hey, if my car now gets stolen, it'll be a felony instead of a whatever. Why they'd steal it, I don't know, but that's another story. I do appreciate my council members, every one of you, I do. I may not agree with all of you all the time, but I do appreciate, yeah, it happens. But I do appreciate everything you do for our city, and I thank you. Yay, seniors.
Willessa Stanton.
Hi, my name's Willessa Stanton. My son's name is Law Stanton, Law Hin Stanton. Hin is Hebrew for grace. My son's 3.5 years old, and he's in the custody of Arapaho Human Services. And they lied. And I mean, not a little, but a lot lied. Daniel Jurinsky is fighting for justice for my little boy and for me. Since he's been in their custody, he's been molested, neglected, abused. And in my home, all he knew was love. I'm not perfect, but my son is my world. When I found out I was pregnant, I was in the middle of human trafficking. I escaped, got free, got safe, had my son because everybody said to have him first before I went to the authorities. There are 2 juveniles and another woman that's free because of me right now. I've put my life on the line. We go to trial in June, and I plan on putting him away for as much time as I can. And I do it 10 times over. Even if I lose my life, I don't care. 2 little girls get to be able to live an actual life now. The same city, the same state in which I'm putting my life on the line for, chose to not be honest and take my baby. I didn't just fight to get free for him. I fought because I figured what could happen. I mean, it couldn't get worse, right? I don't think that there's much worse you could go through than being locked away and not having food and not able to go anywhere and choked out if you speak back. But I'll tell you this. I'm an honor student. I had a 3.6 something GPA about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, prior to finding out I had lupus. All the while, one time after another, Human Services comes and knocks on my door, making all of these accusations. Come to find out, where I live, the supportive housing director, Wanda Harris, called Michelle Dossie and asked her to let her in on I guess it's an investigation or whatever. A couple days later, they kick it back up again. They had immediately rejected it, and they should have. After all that I went through, well, by the way, I went to rehab, and then I went to a discipleship program and all that other good stuff, but I sat here and changed my whole life.
Please,
I'm asking you.
Thank you.
Sorry. All I can say is, you're going to see my face here over and over again until you hear me. Remember that Bible story? I'm that mama, and you're that king.
Thank you.
And I want my son back.
Thomas Hanley on the call-in line.
Thomas, go ahead, you have 3 minutes. Thomas,
Hi
you're
there.
live. Go ahead.
Hi, Thomas Handley. I live at 1470 South Havana Street, Bellevue to Senior Living. And in order to get to Havana Street for groceries or pharmacy or different restaurants, I have no other option than to cross Florida Street, which has no crosswalk or light. So it's very dangerous. It's 4 lanes of very fast-moving traffic, very, very busy. So I know with myself and my over 100 neighbors that live in my building, all of whom are seniors, it would be a great option if we could, through the help of Councilman Mercado, extend that sidewalk, which is a curb is currently there, from Ironton Street to Havana Street, so that we literally have a sidewalk on our side of the street to walk on to get to Havana to do our daily things, our daily tasks that we need. Because right now it is really dangerous. And I know I have 3 other people here that are going to speak on the same thing, and I will let them go next.
Hello, my name is Marie.
Mayor, it looks like the call was ended.
Okay. A motion is in order for the adoption of the agenda.
Mayor, motion to approve the agenda.
It's been moved by Mayor Pro Tem, seconded by
Zvonek.
Second by Councilmember Zvonek for the adoption of the agenda. Discussion? Seeing no discussion, call for the question on the adoption of the agenda.
Mayor Kaufman,
Mayor votes yes.
Councilmember Jurenski, and Councilmember Sundberg. I am so sorry. The vote is on your screen one more time, please. Councilmember Jurenski on the adoption of the agenda. And the motion passes.
Motion to approve the consent calendar, item number 10A, 1 through 10C3.
Mayor, motion to approve 10A1 through 10C3.
Okay, it's been moved by Mayor Pro Tem, seconded by
Sundberg.
Councilmember Sundberg to approve the consent calendar, item number 10A1 through 10C3. Discussion?
Mayor?
Councilmember Bergen.
Yes, if I could pull 10A13, is it 13 or C? 10A13.
That doesn't require a second, right?
Yeah.
To pull it?
No.
Does not, that's right. Okay. The motion then before us is the approval of the consent calendar, item number 10A1 through 10A12 and 10C1 through 10C3.
And Mayor, there is a speaker for item 10A12.
Okay. Stand corrected. The motion then before us is the approval of the consent calendar, item number 10A1 through 10A11, and item number 10C1 through 10C3. Discussion? Seeing no discussion, call for the question on the adoption of the consent calendar as amended.
Mayor Kaufman,
Mayor votes yes.
and the motion passes.
Clerk, now please read the title to item number 10A12.
Item 10A12 is a consideration to award an openly solicited contract to Justice Works, Allentown, Pennsylvania, in the amount of $136,837.06 for a case manager, navigator staff, that will be assigned to the Youth Violence Prevention Program and supervised by the manager of the Youth Violence Prevention Program.
Okay, brief presentation by staff.
Good evening, Joseph D. Herrera, manager of the Youth Violence Prevention Program. I don't have a presentation, just to clarify. I think there was a mistake in the commentary sheet just in terms of the dates for the RFP that was out. It was, in fact, open from February 23rd through March 23rd. And this RFP for case management services is for the Youth Violence Prevention Program focused deterrence work in combination with case management services when we get referrals from outside agencies, SROs, any referrals that come into the program.
Okay. I believe that there's someone who wants to be heard on this issue.
Yes, it's Robbie DeYoung. Okay, looks like she's not in here.
Okay. Questions of staff? Seeing none, a motion is in order.
Mayor, motion to approve 10A12.
It's been moved by the Mayor Pro Tem, seconded by
Sundberg.
Councilmember Sundberg to approve 10A12. Discussion? Seeing no further discussion, call for the question on the adoption of 10A12.
Mayor Kaufman,
Mayor votes yes.
and the motion passes.
Clerk, now please read the title to item number 10A13.
Mayor.
I'm sorry, Councilmember McConnell.
Apologies. I've received word from my constituents at Bella Vita that the call just dropped during public invited to be heard. There were 3 other people who wanted to speak about that issue.
About what issue? I'm sorry. This?
About the sidewalk near Bella Vita. They were calling to let council know how important that is to them. These are all seniors who rely on mobility devices.
Are they on the line now?
Okay, it looks like they're working on getting them back on the line.
Okay. Well, when they're back on the line, then I'll defer to them. Oh, very well. Do the clerk now please read the title to item number 10A13?
10A13 is an award $50,000 grant to support the Cherry Creek School District Summer Leadership Academy.
Councilmember Bergen.
Thank you, Mayor. And I'm in support of this. My only question for staff is, rather than taking the $50,000 out of general fund, is it possible that we would take it out of the Youth Violence Prevention Program?
Staff?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, it is possible. There will be an item in the fall supplemental to provide funding for this, and we will look at Youth Violence Prevention Program as a possibility for that funding.
And that's the program is for that?
It is directed at youth, yes.
And let me just say, I believe that the same program should be on the Aurora Public Schools that we're doing in Cherry Creek schools, and that I've talked to the superintendent about this, and the assistant superintendent is going to be the next superintendent. Assistant superintendent of Cherry Creek Schools will be the next superintendent of Aurora Public Schools, and so I want those discussions to go forward. I don't think we should be doing one district over another, but I think we have the opportunity to. It's a good program that we can do it for both. Further discussion.
I'm like I said, I am in support of it. I think it is a good program. It was just simply on the funding part. So thank you.
Very well.
Understood.
I think we need, was there a motion? I don't think there was.
Motion to approve 10A13.
Been moved by Councilmember Bergen, seconded by?
Coombs.
Seconded by Councilmember Coombs to approve 10A13. Discussion? Seeing no further discussion, call for the question on the adoption of 10A13.
Mayor Kaufman,
Mayor votes yes.
Councilmember Zvonek,
Yes.
the motion passes. And Mayor, the callers are back on.
Oh, very well. Please proceed.
We are actually waiting. They're being screened again. They're in the screening room, so it'll just be one moment.
Can you interrupt me when they're
We're ready.
Are we ready? Okay. Please proceed then.
Thomas, go ahead. You're live again.
Okay, great. I'm not sure how much you heard when I spoke the first time, regarding the sidewalk that is definitely needed between Ironton and Havana on the north side of the street because there is no traffic signal or crosswalk for my building, which are 100 plus seniors. Often we use mobility devices. I'm in a powered chair, and it's very challenging to cross to get to Havana to go to the pharmacy or the grocery store. I'm done with that. I'm passing it to Marie Kendall.
Hello, my name is Marie Kendall, and I live at 1470 South Havana Street, La Vida Senior Living. I do not drive, but use a walk to get to Havana Street for many of my needs every day. I have to cross Florida Street, where there is no traffic light, and it's 4 lanes with no light, very dangerous. Many neighbors who love a safe path. A new sidewalk along Florida, just west of Ironton Street, would do the trick for many of my neighbors that use walkers, powered chairs. Our hope is that it would make our lives safe. Thank you for hearing our concern, and please help us.
Next is Carolyn Kissick.
Good evening. I am Carolyn Cusick. I'm 83 years old. While I am still ambulatory, many of the other residents here use walkers or chairs for stability, particularly outside. A new sidewalk along Florida Street, west of Houston, would accomplish this. Our facility is on Florida at 1470 South Havana, and both Florida and Havana streets are really very busy streets, difficult to cross. As several of my neighbors use ambulatory devices, my hope is the council put our lives here and safer.
Great. Next is April.
Hello, my name is April Stearns, and I also live at 1460 South Havana Street, which is Bella Vita Senior Living. In order to get across Havana for most of the areas to do the only path across Florida, where there's no light and fast-moving traffic. Well, all of my neighbors are seniors, as everyone has said, and I am in a wheelchair, and we have others who are on walkers and on canes. It would be much safer for us to not have to cross Florida, just be able to go straight down Florida to Havana and go across. So I would really appreciate it if you would help us by making our walking a lot more safe.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks again.
Okay. We're
That's
done.
all the calls.
Okay. Okay. Motion is in order to approve the consent calendar, the consent calendar for resolutions and ordinances, item number 11A1 to 11B1.
Mayor.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Motion to approve 11A1 through 11B1.
It's been moved by Mayor Pro Tem, seconded by
Bergen.
Councilmember Sundberg by a hair. Discussion? Seeing none, call for the question on the adoption of the consent calendar for resolutions and ordinances 11A1 through 11B1.
Councilmember Coombs? Okay. The motion passes.
Would the clerk now please read the title to item number 12A?
12A is Resolution 2023-52 of public hearing and consideration of a resolution of the City Council of the City of Aurora, Colorado, consenting to the dissolution of South Shore Metropolitan District Number 1.
Mayor.
Councilmember Bergen.
Motion to approve 12A?
Well, I'm thinking this is open here. This is public hearing.
Sorry. Wait.
Public hearing is now open. Presentation by staff.
Good evening, Chesarina Dancy, Senior Project Manager, Office of Development Assistance. South Shore Metropolitan District Number 1 is requesting that the city consent to the dissolution of the district. The boards of both Districts 1 and 2 have approved this dissolution and have executed a conveyance agreement which states that District Number 2 will assume any and all ongoing obligations of District Number 1. We do have counsel here for the district for questions, but they do not have a presentation.
Okay, there's no presentation by the Metropolitan District. Is there anybody who wishes to be heard on this issue?
No callers.
Seeing none, the public hearing is now closed. Are there questions of staff? Seeing none, a motion is in order.
I'll do it now.
Councilmember Bergen.
Motion to approve 12A.
It's moved by Councilmember Bergen, seconded by?
Marcano.
Seconded by Councilmember Marcano to approve item number 12A. Discussion? Seeing no further discussion, the call for the question on the adoption of item number 12A.
Councilmember Lawson?
Yes.
The motion passes.
Clerk, now please read the title of item number 12B.
Item 12B is Resolution 2023-53, a public hearing and consideration of a resolution of the City Council of the City of Aurora, Colorado, approving the amended and restated service plan for White Buffalo Metropolitan District Numbers 1 through 3 and authorizing the execution of an intergovernmental agreement between the City of Aurora, Colorado and the districts.
Public hearing is now open. Presentation from staff.
The White Buffalo Metropolitan Districts Numbers 1 to 3 are requesting a service plan amendment in order to add additional land to the boundaries of the district and in turn increase the debt limit to accommodate the new parcel. The districts serve industrial development and the new parcel is located at the southwest corner of East 56th Avenue and North Hayesmount Road and is approximately 165 acres in size. We do have outside counsel here for questions.
Is there a presentation? Is there a presentation by the Metropolitan District? There's
No
not.
presentation.
Is there anybody who wishes to be heard on this issue?
No, Mayor.
Are there questions for staff from members of council? Seeing none, public hearing is now closed. Motion is in order.
Mayor, motion to approve 12B.
Moved by Mayor Pro Tem, seconded by Councilmember Lawson to approve item number 12B. Discussion? Seeing no further discussion, the question before us is the adoption of item number 12B. Call for the question.
Councilmember Zvonik?
Yes.
And the motion passes.
Clerk, now please read the title to item number 13A.
Item 13A is ordinance 2023-13 for an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Aurora, Colorado, vacating a portion of the public right-of-way of 56th Avenue located between North Piccadilly Road and North Tibet Street, City of Aurora, County of Adams, State of Colorado.
Presentation by staff.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council members. My name is Stephen Gubert. I'm a planner with the Department of Planning and Development Services here at the City of Aurora. Today, I'll be presenting for you development application number 1451/02, 56th Avenue Street Vacation. It doesn't seem to be working.
Help's on the way.
That's okay. The applicant, Skydance Metro District Number 1, representing the owner ACM Moffitt, is proposing a vacation for a portion of the width of the right-of-way for 56th Avenue, specifically on the north side between Piccadilly Road and Tibet Street. This vicinity map shows the segment of road in question. Although difficult to tell because of the scale of the map, again, I will repeat that this is specifically for a portion of the width of the right-of-way on the north side only of 56th Avenue. This vacation will put this section in alignment with the projects located to the east and the west of it. The approval criteria for right-of-way vacations are displayed on the screen here, derived from section 146-5.4.2.B.3.C of the UDO. The applicant is requesting approval based on adherence to the following criteria. The requested vacations will not create any landlocked parcels, restrict access to any parcels so that access is unreasonable or economically prohibitive, will not vacate a public alley unless such vacation is consistent with the comprehensive plan and the resulting land complies with lot access and connectivity requirements, will not reduce the quality of public services to any property or be inconsistent with any transportation plan adopted by the city. And with that, I conclude my presentation, and I'm willing to field any questions you may have of me. Thank you for your time.
Questions to staff? I see none. Thank you for the presentation. A motion is in order.
Mayor.
Councilmember Bergen.
Motion to approve 13A.
Moved by Councilmember Bergen, seconded by
Coombs.
Councilmember Coombs to approve item number 13A. Further discussion? Seeing none, call for the question on the adoption of item number 13A.
Councilmember Coombs? Councilmember Lawson?
Yes.
And the motion passes.
Reports. At the beginning of the legislative session, prior to the beginning of the legislative session, Mayor Hancock was here earlier this evening, and Mayor Southers from Colorado Springs and myself, as the mayors of the 3 largest cities in Colorado, got together on a number of issues to go before the legislature, to ask them to approve and to bring down the crime rate. And I believe that we're successful to some degree on all of them. I think probably, I know that they just passed the issue concerning making all auto theft a felony. I think they gave us grants for license plate readers that we requested. I believe that they increased the number of juvenile detention beds, although not to the amount that I think would have sufficed. And I believe the ghost gun legislation will pass. I haven't seen the final results. And I think the last one, I think probably the one that they didn't do was that I think that there were a number of offenses that were felonies that were reduced to misdemeanors. And we asked that in those categorical crimes that their the restrictions on their gun rights would be upheld and not restored for those classes of criminals. And so, I think it was working together. I think it was effective. The governor acknowledged it in his State of the State speech at the beginning of the legislative session and endorsed the proposals that we put forward. Councilmember Lawson.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to first just give my thoughts and prayers to the individuals who were impacted at the Gaylord Hotel. And so I just want to just say they are in my hearts and prayers, and the city of Aurora is very supportive of those, of what's to come of that. Just an update on the Pfizer committee. Today is the last day of the Colorado legislative session. Governor Polis signed the $38.5 billion state spending plan into law. As mentioned, Senate Bill 2397, motor vehicle theft, unauthorized use, has passed through the House and Senate and is expected to be sent to Governor Polis in the coming days for signature. Just kind of an update right now, as you see things go fast at the legislative session. Senate Bill 213, the land use bill, has not passed, so it is dead. So Okay, so that was just, right now, just kind of got that update. That's why I was kind of looking at my notes on that. Just a couple things. Myself and Mayor Kaufman, we went to the Bike and Roll Day, and Mayor Kaufman and Councilmember Bergen, we went to the Bike and Roll School Day ride. It was the bike and ride at Sunrise Elementary School on last Wednesday, and it basically, that was a fun event. And we also had our officers there, and our firefighters is there as well. And that really just promotes safety, being cognizant about, riding in neighborhoods when we see kids or anybody riding their bikes or rolling through their bikes or walking. So it was a very fun event. I also attended, along with some of my colleagues as well, the Community College of Aurora Foundation luncheon, and that was honoring a lot of the students that we had some students I know at my table who was going to go to, I think, CSU as a veterinarian, but she started at the community college. And so that was a very, the community college does excellent work and excellent in supporting students. And then if they go into higher things, I think that's just great. So we went to attend that with some of my colleagues as well. That's all I have for my report. Thank you, Mayor.
Mayor Pro Tem?
No report.
Let's see, Councilmember Jaworski?
Yes, thank you. I also attended the CCA Foundation Luncheon, and that was awesome. I am CCA alumni, but as the military would have it, I didn't get to graduate from CCA, but I did go to CCA, so that was a great luncheon. I attended a police appreciation event at Councilmember Sundberg's Legends location. That was wonderful. We had a great turnout from APD and from the community. We raised a lot of money. I don't know if I got the final number, but we raised a whole lot of money for the Aurora Police Foundation. And then lastly, our next at-large town hall is June 15th at the People's Building, North Aurora, at 6 p.m.
Councilmember Zvonek?
No report.
Okay. Who's it? Did I finish everybody?
You did all at large, now you got to go to the wards.
Okay. Councilmember Mario.
Thanks, Mayor. Wanted to just give an update. I was appointed to the Highline Canal Committee representing the city of Aurora. We had a meeting last week basically to discuss the transition of the ownership of this wonderful natural asset that we have in Colorado, but ownership from Denver to the counties. So representing Aurora, and we had some really awesome staff. Was a really productive conversation. It sounds like we're on our way to a resolution. There's not just the city of Aurora, it's several counties and cities that are involved in this, but wanting to protect that as open space and making sure that there's all of the appropriate consideration. So just wanted to give an update that that's kind of ongoing conversations. And then, of course, my town hall will be Thursday, May 25th, and we'll be back at Moorhead Recreation Center. Thank you.
Councilmember Sundberg?
Thank you, sir. Also attended the Community College of Aurora fundraiser. That was a good time, good lunch. Hyatt does a fine job over there. To echo Councilmember Jurinsky, yes, the police appreciation party put on by 4 businesswomen to appreciate our police went over very well. We had 31 cops show up, including the CRT team, or some of them, and we raised $2,000 and hoping a lot of that money will go towards the Youth 5.0 gaming trailer for some updates, maybe a photo booth, photo cutout, iPad, possibly some gift cards for crime victims. Some developers in the area are also kicking in contributions to the Aurora Police Foundation to help out with the things I just mentioned, as well as things for canines. The mayor and I and Congressman Crow and others and Jessica Prosser attended a great ceremony for the opening of Liberty View affordable housing for our veterans ages 62 and older. Really a first-class facility. Took a lot of organization and coordination to get that thing going over a number of years. And to echo Council Member Lawson, thoughts and prayers go out to the Gaylord. They're such a wonderful partner in the community, and the people injured out there, but we hope they rebound quickly and recover.
Councilmember Medina.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, I also attended the CCA fundraiser and also the CCA graduation here at the Great Lawn, which was a good event. It's great to hear a lot of the success stories coming out of students there at CCA. And had my town hall last Wednesday, which was very informative around, we had the consent, one of the consent monitors talk to constituents, and we'll continue to have that conversation.
Councilmember McConnell.
Thank you, Mayor. So I had a chance to attend the Aurora Sister Cities Intercontinental fundraiser this last weekend. It was a great success, and I want to thank everyone who came out to support this great organization and all the folks who contributed to the silent auction. The organization actually exceeded last year's fundraising, so very excited for the future of Aurora Sister Cities. Our next Ward 4 meeting is going to be this Thursday, May 11th, at 6:30 p.m. at Colorado Early Colleges. We're going to be getting a rundown on all things water by Greg Baker, followed by a presentation from the Community Advisory Council for the consent decree by Becky Hogan. So I hope y'all can join us then.
Councilmember Coombs.
Thank you, Mayor. I had the pleasure as well of attending the graduation for Community College of Aurora this weekend on Saturday. It was wonderful to see all of the students, particularly proud of the concurrent enrollment students. Those are high school students who are graduating with an associate's degree when they graduate from high school. So it's very impressive that they've had now, for the second year in a row that I know of, their largest class of concurrent enrollment graduates. I also had the opportunity to attend the Cinco de Mayo celebration for Aurora Economic Opportunity Coalition, which was just a great time connecting with community, and they also provided a lot of resources from community organizations to folks who attended. My town halls this month will be on May 16th regarding the budget at Heather Gardens at 6 p.m. and then on May 20th at Central Recreation Center, and that will be a hybrid meeting regarding public safety at 10:30 a.m. That's our quarterly Saturday town hall. And then finally, our final Charter Review Committee public hearing will be held on May 23rd at 7 p.m. here in council chambers. And that will be an opportunity to give comment on the charter proposals presented by Aurora Fire and Aurora Police. So if you are interested in those items, interested in that subject matter, please do make sure that you attend. And that's the end of my report.
Councilmember Bergen.
Thank you. Mayor, I think you should do these in reverse next time. Ward 6 first. I'm always last. So a very busy week. I attended, as Councilmember Lawson did, the Bike to School at Sunrise Elementary School. It was very early. It was 7 a.m. in the morning, and I was there early. So it was a great fun event. A lot of kids participated, and of course our police and fire personnel as well. And then I also attended the HBA Housing Summit, which was quite interesting, just talked about affordable housing. A lot of the comments were really aimed at the elected officials in terms of trying to improve their entitlement process and speed that up. There were comments made about taking 3 to 5 years. I know that's not us, that's other cities. But that every day that they're delayed obviously costs a lot of money. So that was one of the key takeaways from that. And then also toured the Benson Hotel and Faculty Club on the Anschutz campus. The mayor was there as well as Councilmember Marcano. What a beautiful facility. And and then Saturday, I was a judge in the Kentucky Derby event that was held at Southlands, and that was really fun as well. What else do I have? Again, thoughts and prayers for those that were affected at the Gaylord accident, very tragic. And my town hall is on May 17th from 6 to 8. And I also have a presentation from Greg Baker on water. So for those of you who do have questions about the drought, about stage 1, restrictions and so forth, this will be a good one for you to attend, as well as a budget presentation. And then lastly, I just want to say thank you for killing 213, the land use bill, and honoring our home rule authority. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I just want to, I want to close by saying thank you to our staff in this city. And I've been at the federal and the state and local level, and this is by far the best in terms of the dedication and professionalism that I've seen. And so I go out every now and then with different departments in the city. And so I think a week ago I went out with the department that repairs the roads, potholes. And so small potholes, no problem, just kind of pour the asphalt in. But when it's a big problem, you have to square it out, and with a jackhammer. And of course, who did they give the jackhammer to but me? And I got to tell you what, after I got done with that thing, I was shaking for the rest of the day, and I tried to go to my office and sign paper, and my hand couldn't do it. But God bless them for all that they do. I mean, no matter what the job is, the sense of enthusiasm that I see among our employees, then I spend time with APD, with AFR, with dispatch, with marshals, with detention, and next is animal control. I'm looking forward to that. But thank you to our staff. I was just very impressed. And we had an event for them last week where we recognized longevity, and it was 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 years. We had one person in 45 years, and that was Gary Edwards from our water department. And the whole time with the city, he has been with the water department, and God bless him for all that he does. And so with that, meeting adjourned.
It's time to tell you, oh baby, it's time.